Hello guys, welcome to reading. I don't know if it's just me, but I've been having some restless nights, or at least past few nights. But later that morning, eventually I'll just lay down and then do some breath work, and my mind will start calm again. And then and I feel like some of us here may feel like, kind of giving up on something, but yet there's this inner knowing that tells you to keep on going. I know, because this morning, I didn't feel like working out, but I ended up doing it, and not only that, instead of doing 50 push-ups, I did 100 push-ups. Yeah. You see here with the Eight of Cups here. When we push through our pains, the way how we feel. I know sometimes. When you feel a certain way, I wouldn't try to suppress it. Maybe go lay down again and do some breath work or meditate, because I know some of us here might be feeling a little wobbly here. I know we're trying to get our energy in alignment. I know we just went through a spring equinox. Some of us here might be gaining traction again, leaving behind these past hurts and continuing, while some of us here are still working on it. Yeah, again, when we're leaving that stuff behind that no longer serves us, the path opens up again. A new moon just passed, that was an opportunity to, focus on manifestations. I see some of us here, dogs can be significant. If you guys have a pet dog, show it love and appreciation. Like I try to do. If it wasn't for her on my dog on my journey, I wouldn't have made it as far as I did. Again, these two towers in the back, we might have some obstacles, or again, we're holding on to something that no longer serves us. And with the Eight of Cups here, we're trying to leave that behind so we can get our energy flowing back again. Because when we do that, we gain momentum of leaving, those conflicts once we let go. And of course, you can't, I guess saying let it go, I'm meaning like living with it in harmony. Again, the only answer I found to that is meditation. I'm slowly getting better and better each and every day with my own inner conflicts and inner turmoils. But hey, you know what? One step at a time. You don't have to rush the process. Again, when we leave those things behind, overcome those obstacles. Again, you'll start gaining momentum back. And again, with the sword out here, no one's going to get in your way. By the time they try to reach out to you, it's too late for them because you're already on your horse. You're a step ahead of the game. What I said about the moon, with those obstacles, once we leave it behind, it's going to start falling apart. Again, no one's going to get in your way. See these two people, those are, those conflicts, trying to reach out to you, but like the Nine of Swords, you're too fast for them, and then they end up falling behind. They can't reach out to you anymore. Someone's here might be going through a transformation here. Some of us here might be still doing the inner work to let go of those things. I know the Tower always seems like a negative card here, but always try to find some positiveness in the cards in some way, shape, and form. Again, like this morning I had an obstacle, like my sleep apnea was really bad. But after I laid down and relaxed just a little bit, focusing on that relaxation kind of healed the mind. It was just like I felt recharged. And I ended up pushing myself even harder than I thought I was going to. And I don't really feel fatigued or tired about it. Yeah, because with the Nine of Cups, once we leave that all behind, we're going to have everything in line. Everything is coming in alignment. Again, with this guy sitting here, he's relaxing. Like some of us here need to focus on relaxation. Again, meditation will help you with that. I know there's some practices that I do to help with meditation, like focus on like the sounds around me. Focus on my breath or focus on my heart center. And it's okay, like when your mind wanders, like if you get caught in your thoughts. If you can do it for 1 minute, that's actually very, very good. If you can do it, like that's phenomenal. Yeah, again, here we go. I'm going to keep this one, let me see, 6 of Wands. Again, when we align ourselves with the Tower card, we leave all that behind. We start aligning our energies, focusing more, relaxing, and let that energy flow. The knowledge and wisdom is going to come to us. With this horse here, we're going to gain that momentum back of what we need to do next to prosper. And when we do that, with that knowledge and wisdom, we avoid those people. We use our intuition to avoid these conflicts again. We avoid, some of us here might be, going through a completion and, finally coming to peace with this inner conflict of what they need to do next. While some of us here might be still figuring that out. Again, when your mind is in the most state of relaxation, is when answers come. If you live in America, I know how it is because, we live the hustle life. We gotta work a 9 to 5 job for most of us. I'm not working currently right now. Of course, I am applying at backstage for auditions and hopefully acting. Again, once we get our answers going, I want to end it here because, we're going to gain momentum of that thing that we're working on. It's going to give us this prosperity. Or some of us here, we're going to gain momentum back into our financial stability. Some of us here, actually not some of us here. Anyone that's watching this reading right now, you are protected at this moment with your finances. As long as, which is I recommend doing to keep your finances in line, is don't drink every single day, or at least have one, if you're going to drink, have 1 beer. And also don't smoke, because that will save you so much money. And not only that, but you'll gain clarity again. Again, once we do that meditation, that inner work, and start being more clean about ourselves and focus on our self-care and self-love, everything's going to click in place. Thank you guys for watching. Love you guys. See you in the next one. Bye for now.